Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Here we have architect Don.
Hillary Martin Don.
Yes, for our professional ethics class. So, architect, tell us about yourself.
Well, I graduated from USC 1987, and ever since, syempre, I've been an architect. But before I went into architecture, I was involved in lots of engineering companies. So that's my background. I'm now into hospital design, and well, as a matter of fact, I'm kind of a lucky architect, sabi niya, because they've given me the hospitals for me to design them. When I was young, I was only hoping I'll be designing houses. I wasn't imagining to be designing hospitals. So lucky for me, I landed this kind of situation wherein I get the hospital projects, hospital projects.
So, after we get the background of our architect, we will now proceed to asking the questions. So, our procedure, architect, we will give you this ballot and you will choose randomly among the papers here. And yeah.
Basta. Mahaba. The stated Article 6, Provision 7 of the Code of Ethics Conduct of Architect shall not affix his or signature any plans of a present that is prepared by other persons or entities and not done under his or their personal supervision. Like this provision, have you experienced signing the contract documents of the design of another architect? How about knowing that your design was used and built by a client for another architect without your notice? What are your thoughts on this issue? On civil engineers claiming their right to sign and seal buildings and sure. Okay. Well, for one, I haven't signed a work done by another architect because really it is unethical. But I lost one hospital project because the clients didn't want to pay me. We had a little misunderstanding regarding structural design, and ginamit nila yung reason para not to pay us. And so we had to stop for them. Actually, the project as well was already approved in the municipio for implementation, and tinuloy ng iba. So iba yung gumamit, no? But then I don't know if they changed the architect on the record, because since I am no longer the one involved there, dapat binago nila yun. Because if something wrong happens with the building, syempre, if I am the one on record, they may blame it on me. Diba? And I was not there anymore to supervise or to check if they are doing the right thing. So, yun. And there's another situation wherein we had a competition, 10 group of architects. Fortunately, we won, but unfortunately, they didn't want to award the project to us. So we worked for 1 year with them, revising the drawings, and they did not pay us. So I had to close shop then because of that situation. So another situation is, I started a project, and we have a joint venture situation, and the other group, because they are bigger, they wanted to put in a different architect to be the one to sign and to be the one to be on record as the architect on record. So I opposed it because I told the architect, you know, this is against our professional ethics, right? So I was the one who initiated the design, and he wanted to be the one to be signing the drawing. Eventually, they will just do some changes based on my drawing, and they will be the one to sign it later on. So sabi ko, it's unfair, di ba? Kasi in the first place, he doesn't know how to design hospitals. And then he will be claiming the credit for that based on my drawings. So, di ba? And he was asking for even 5 months to do the design because he's going to study the drawing. Di ba? It's so unfair. So, there are still architects around who are really, you know, who do not practice this professional ethics. There's also one occasion when I was doing a project, and here comes an architect. He was saying that the architect should know about this, about statistics, and so many things like that. In short, he was trying to get the project from me. So, but unfortunately for him, when the owners asked him how big an area do you need for a hospital, he said maybe 2 hectares. So with that situation, he did not get the project because we make hospitals with a total of, say for example, 3,000 square meters. We already make a hospital at that very small piece of land. He was asking for a very big piece of land because, well, he's not used to designing hospitals. That's the problem with him. So, well, I had so many situations like that. Unfair, but I even had one situation wherein we were the one who got the design for the plans, and then they wanted somebody else to do the facade. So, di ba, parang hindi maganda yun, di ba? So, para bang ikaw yung plano, iba yung gagawa ng facade. So, they had another competition. Fortunately, I won again. So, nakuha ko yung facade and the plans. Yeah. Maraming ganon. With regards to engineers signing, well, of course, it's really unfair because we studied for 5 years, di ba? And we have to have a 2 years, what do you call this? Apprenticeship. And then all of a sudden, they will also have the right to sign plans. Where in fact, we know naman they just copy the plans because they can sign simple plans, no? But they're just copying it. I know a lot of people who are like that. I've been exposed to the industry for, say, since 1987. I don't know, 29 years? 29 years. So it's really unfair that they allow these people to sign because they have their own line. That is the structural, civil structural. Yeah. Yes, they should set the boundaries. And so if I was hoping we can get the protection from UAP, the one I joined, because there's also another institution, PIA. Well, I don't know. One thing I also would like to happen is that our institution will protect you competitions, because most of us get big projects through competition. But what is the protection once you win? Sometimes you win, but they award it to another architect. So it's really unfair. That's life. Lots of unfair things happening.
Thank you, architect. Let's proceed to the next question.
Okay.
Very well said.
What piece of advice would you give your younger self back when you just started as an architect, received your license? What advice would you give to the future generations of Philippine architects? Advice to myself. Actually, I can honestly say that I was lucky as an architect because we had no architect or engineers in the family. I am the first to venture into this line. So, be that as it may, I was able to actually put up a firm that will, that's what I'm using now. I'm not an architect working for somebody. So normally when we start young, we work in a company. I also worked in a company before, but mostly for engineering companies. That's why I can lay out, I can do engineering works also, together with architectural. So that's why I can work very fast. And so shall I say, I was lucky. I got into this engineering first, and then architecture, because I was also involved in construction, which I also advise that you get into sometime in your career. Because when you have these three, construction, engineering, and architecture, you can make a very fast design. Okay? Some engineers or architects, they use, they say Revit, something like that, because it allows you to study the different plumbings, architectural, piping, like that.
Very convenient.
Yeah. But if you can do it in your head, then it will be faster, diba? So, if you're exposed to this, then you can do things faster. Because it's easier to do something that you have seen rather than you're just imagining it. So, because I saw it already, especially during construction. So, it's different. Your experience mo is different, no? You become more, what do you call this? Daring when you design. Because you know it's possible. Whereas if you're just imagining, it's really hard. Before, when I was starting, my main problem was how to design a house with a beautiful roof. Because normally the roof is the crown of the house. Parang yun yung pinakabuhok niya. No? If it is not beautiful, kahit anong ganda ng ilalim, sometimes it's ugly. But then, how can you imagine it? Before we started with champektig na tinatawag, no? Kachamba mo perspectives, no? Di ba? All of a sudden, nung tinatayo na, pag mo, wow, hindi maganda. Di ba? So, it could happen. So, I was lucky. I got into AutoCAD, no? We were the second batch that were taught with AutoCAD in Mapua. So because of that, because of AutoCAD, I eventually got to learn how to make a 3D, and then I render it in Vis. So I get to see the building before it's even built. So you feel safer, diba? So siguro in your case, you should study the same thing. Yung mga ganun, mga rendering programs or 3D modeling. So you can really see your design before it's even built. Para nang sa ganun, hindi ka magugulat. At hindi na magugulat yung client mo na, wow, ang pangit ng gawa niya. Diba? Mahirap yun. Diba? At the same time, presentation-wise, syempre, the client will be more impressed if yung presentation mo is in 3D and in rendered, yes. At the same time, you can even turn the building, diba? Instead of just one view. So, yun. Another?
Yes.
Pagod na siya. Sana may tripod here. What is your favorite phrase, line, sentence, paragraph in architect's credo? Why? Ano ba yun? Yung sinasabi ng mga sikat na architects? Ano?
Parang ano po namin,
Yung O.
oath po.
Sa oath.
Yes.
Hindi ko memorize eh. Thou shall not steal others' design. Diba? Kasi for us architects, parang our main parang ingredient is to be able to create. We have to be creative to be an architect, diba? Kasi kung mangungopia lang tayo, that is not architecture. That's just plain copying. Yun ang ginagawa ngayon ng mga engineers. They will copy our design and they will sign it. That's it. Kasi nagamit na nila sa isang project, sila nag-construct, kukopyahin nila, pipirma nila. So that is not being creative. That's just being copy. That's just copying, di ba? So siguro, we should, yun ang ano natin eh. Sabi ko nga, there are a lot of programs. They can copy the accounting system. They can copy. They can count. They can compute the structural, the electrical, the light, the luminous of the light, ganun. But no program can recreate yung gagawa ng drawing, di ba? It cannot copy. No program can do it eh. Kasi iba yung creation eh, di ba? Ano yan eh? Parang talagang gift yun. So parang si Lord, He creates, di ba? So it's one important thing na siguro we should not copy. We have to be really creative on our own. And siguro mas magiging bibilib sa'yo yung mga clients mo kung very creative ka. Yes. It's also very nice kung mabilis kayo sketch. Because it impresses the client, di ba? Samantalang if alam mag 3D ka sa harap ng client, di matagal yun. Di ba? So, maganda yung ideas lang. Or if not, you can get your previous projects, compile it into a portfolio and show it to them. Actually, architecture is very hard. I think especially for girls. Nagugulat ako, may mga architect na bahay. I don't imagine you going up to the scaffoldings, di ba? During construction. So, it's really hard. Another situation will be when you're exposed to construction, the challenge kayo ng foreman, kasi normally yung foreman matanda na, and kayo mga bata, when I was young, I was also young, syempre. Kasi ng foreman, magaling na yun, pero hindi marunong yan. Bata pa yan eh. Di ba? So it's a challenge, di ba, for us. Na, we can say, ang ginagawa ko lang before, syempre sabihin ko na, well, actually, I'm new. So tulungan tayo. Di ba? Pero what differentiates us from this you call foreman, we can innovate. Sila, kung anong tinuro sa kanila before, yun na yun. Yun ang palagi nilang gagawin. In our case, we can innovate, we can change. Diba? Especially now, there are lots of new methodologies in construction, new materials, new techniques. Yun, atin yun eh. Lalo yung mga bata, you try to expose yourself to that para when you go into construction design, mas maganda.